Hey everybody, Matt Johnston here, and I'm back with something I haven't done in a while, which is a COVID-19 legal update. Lots of things happening as we come to the end of the year. So I wanted to start with something that's slightly Maryland-centric, but probably applies in many other states, and that is additional pandemic unemployment assistance or supplemental unemployment for employees who've been laid off. For the most part, that program is coming to an end if it hasn't already in your state. A lot of places have already run out of money to provide that extra benefit, but if that has not been the case, those benefits do end at the end of the year. Since most unemployment benefits are paid on a weekly basis, any partial or part of a year, or part of a week rather, won't be paid. So the pandemic unemployment assistance is probably going to run out the last full week of December. So basically the week ending December 25th. If they do a Saturday or Sunday to Saturday, some places do a Monday to Sunday. So for the most part, it's going to end on the weekend of Christmas. The other thing that is going to be ending on December 31st is the FFCRA required leave. So under the Families First Coronavirus Act, there was two provisions of leave that were provided: 2 weeks of paid vacation or paid leave. It's not really vacation. Paid leave for employees who needed to quarantine or had to not work for a couple of weeks due to COVID-19. And then the 12 weeks of expanded Family Medical Leave Act, all of which applied to pretty much all employers with fewer than 500 employees. So those programs are going to be ending. So employees will not be eligible starting January 1st unless there is some sort of congressional action. Who knows if Congress is going to get their act together and get something passed. It's political. Because it's political, it's always going to be subject to the political whims and things of that nature. So keep an eye out for Congress's action. The other thing that will be ending is if you are providing leave under the Families First Coronavirus Act, employers were able to apply for tax credits, dollar for dollar tax credits for the leave or for the pay that they provided people on those leave benefits. So those benefits will be gone, and yeah, there's going to be some fallout from that. So hopefully Congress will get itself together in the next week or so before Christmas, but it's Congress. Uh, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that a lot of states are now under the gun, and localities are now under the gun to spend the money that was provided under the CARES Act, which was another coronavirus response act, the stimulus as it was, and not sure what that's going to look like. Some localities have yet to spend their money, and so they're going to need to spend the money, and maybe there may be some availability for assistance for small business owners. I cannot really say, but do keep an eye out for those kinds of things as they become available. So just as a reminder, the Families First Coronavirus Act leave benefits do terminate on December 31st unless there is congressional action to extend the program. I do anticipate there will be some extension of the program. All right. The last thing that I do want to talk about is the Paycheck Protection Act. So there is a great deal of concern and things that are flying around regarding Paycheck Protection Act. If you have not applied for your forgiveness, be sure you contact your bank. The rules are out there. You can now apply for your forgiveness. For the most part, people will just need to upload a few documents, your 941 tax returns involving your payroll, things of that nature. Shouldn't be too much of a problem to do that. The question that has been coming up, however, has been regarding deductibility of expenses and things of that nature. So the CARES Act specifically said that the Paycheck Protection Program loans would not be considered income if they are forgiven. So for those of you who know a little bit about tax law, if a debt is forgiven by the lender, then it is typically considered to be an income to the borrower. So you got the benefit of roughly, X number of dollars from your paycheck protection loan, which was great, except that if it gets forgiven, does it get counted as tax? So the CARES Act was very specific in saying that that income would not be considered taxable. What is causing some consternation is the fact that the expenses that were supported by the Paycheck Protection Act do not appear to be eligible for deduction. At least the way the guidance is written as I have read it. So I do urge people to speak with their accountants and make sure that you understand what's going to be happening. So from my understanding, and again this is based upon my understanding, that the payroll that you used, the PPP money to support, normally all of those expenses, all of those costs would be considered business expenses. But because the way the tax treatment would work is if you don't have the income as a result of the PPP loan, you shouldn't also get the expenses. That's the theory anyway, as I've figured it out so far. The result of the fact that you may not be able to deduct these expenses that are related to payroll, rent, or other things is that it does not reduce your taxable income at the beginning, for the year. So you may end up with a tax hit. You may have to pay tax, or you may not have as many expenses or deductions as you normally would. For a lot of businesses this year, that's not going to make much of a difference because, well, quite frankly, they didn't have, a lot of income anyway, so their taxable income is going to be way down anyway. But it is something to be concerned about. It is something that you are going to want to start to budget for if necessary. So speak with your accountant about that issue. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a safe set of holidays. For my Jewish viewers and listeners out there, Happy Hanukkah. It is starting today, December 10th, so that's pretty cool. And for those of you who may not see me in videos or anything like that before Christmas time, have a Merry Christmas. And I hope everybody has a new year. I hope a Happy New Year. I hope the new year coming is going to be far more successful for everybody than it is now. In the meantime, stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.